Welcome to Fatherhood and Finances. Joining me in the man cave today is boy dad Dennis Brooks and girl dad Orion Aitken. Now, as many of you know, fatherhood comes with its own joys and challenges. And one of the most crucial responsibilities is managing finances effectively. Whether you're a new dad navigating the financial implications of parenthood or a seasoned father looking to optimize your family's financial future, we get candid with the matter of fatherhood and finances. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right. Nice like a reasoning session this camp.
Definitely. Yeah. Guess what? Father's Day is coming up.
True.
And I'm big on Father's Day because I believe that as good fathers, and I'm term good fathers, because we grew up hearing and know that the man them now go and go, the fathers now go on to go. I love the fact that this generation of fathers, we're amplifying the look of good fathers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great fathers.
I've always felt strongly about that. That like I said to myself, when I become a father, I am going to push back on this narrative that has been dominant in my time growing up. Like back in the 80s and 90s, especially in the 90s, it was always hate on dads.
Definitely.
Every Father's Day was National Hate on Dad's Day. And I was like, and then I never had my father because my father died. So I just hated Father's Day. So, I mean, now I have an opportunity to love Father's Day. I have an opportunity to, try to, in my own way, push back on that. So I'm glad to have this kind of conversation.
Very much so. But gentlemen, Orion and Dennis, what are some of the things that you enjoy most about being a father? And the second part, did you always wish to being a father? Was that always a dream? Say, when I get big, I want to be a father?
No. Well, to be honest, for me, coming up, when I would have had the initial, motive to say, hey, by a certain age, you want to make sure, say, you have your youth and all these things. But me becoming a father has pretty much been one of the best things in terms of shifting on my focus in terms of, goals and objectives and things that you want to achieve. And one of these things, of course, would have been, how you go about dealing with your finances. You can't be careless certain ways in how you go about dealing with certain things, business-wise, family-wise, because you have to put them at the forefront.
Definitely.
So
what's one thing you love about being a father? You dream about being a father, what you love about being a father? Taking the money out of the conversation, what do you love about being a dad?
But that's the thing, it ties back into it, is being able to ensure that my daughter is good and always will be good.
Nice.
Making sure that I'm providing for her the way that I want, the way that I've always envisioned for it to happen.
Nice. Dennis?
Geez, you don't want to start me up. But I mean, one of the things that I love the most is just the way how my son reflects back on me. And like some of the times I hear myself in him and I realize that, I'm creating someone. I'm producing an adult for the future, and I want to produce a young man who is going to make a huge difference.
And for me, it's a bittersweet is seeing them grow. I love seeing them grow, but I hate seeing them grow. I don't know if you understand.
Because the more they grow is the less they need you.
And I love when they need me. Dennis, you sent me a WhatsApp in the week and said, Carlton, cherish the moments, because remember, when they get big, they nobody wants you. And me.
There are times when I go to my say, you can't give me a hug.
You're going so.
She's just 5 minutes.
So imagine maturity is 8, 10, and 12.
Imagine when you're lame. That's what I always say. Imagine they worship you now, but when you're no longer cool.
Them park you. And I can tell you that. But we're enjoying the moment, seeing them growing, seeing them evolving and being versions of ourselves in them. But from a financial perspective, which I want to double down on this morning, what are some of the challenges that you have faced in being a father when it comes to your finances? And how have you been navigating that space or the challenges?
I think, of course, there's the social responsibility, the perception of what my job is as a father financially. And so, like, I mean, when school fee time come, and you're like, hold on, I never just pay one school fee. Like, what is going on here? So all the school fee them come so quick, to be thinking my responsibility, I cannot fail. That feeling of pressure, like I cannot fail. I cannot fail this young person. This person is counting on me, and I always wonder, like, how did our parents shield us from the fact that they never have no money? Because like I said to myself, my son doesn't care that I don't have any money. Like the other day I said to him, he asked for something and I'm like, I don't have any money. He said, well, go to the ATM, Daddy.
Oh, no. I have to tell you the same thing to you.
It's like a 5-year-old, go to the ATM. I said, he said, well, pay for it with your card.
Use a credit card. I'm like, that's not how it works.
I'm like,
what's happening here?
No, man,
that's a sense of responsibility.
I share the same sentiment, as believe me, especially when it comes around to anything that they need or want. You don't want to be the person who's going to have to tell them no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
For me, it is a situation is either I find a way or I make one.
But that's good. Because as fathers, I strongly think that our responsibility includes protecting, but a big part is also providing. I'm a big advocate for that because as men, as fathers, we need to be providing for our children. And I've heard the narrative before, as you mentioned, the father them workless because they weren't providing, or the father them not good because they only show up when it's the graduation season. And we have heard that narrative. So for me, I'm big, and when it comes to what the children need financially, I must be able, as Dennis said, to come up the curb. I must be able to ensure that I am providing for my child for whatever they need.
But also, a part of providing is knowing the limits.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have to be able to say no. And you have to, so that the child can learn the power of no. Or sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no, and sometimes the answer is not now. And you have to be able to tell them. Like, so I'm trying to teach my son about money. Like, so we'll go on the road, and like I'll give him money, and we're on the road for the day, and he'll ask me for fries, and we'll go into whatever fries place he wants. And I said, well, you have money. Pay for it. And then he will ask, he'll ask for something. And I said, do you have any money?
We're left.
And he's like, he don't have any more money.
Exactly.
And I try to teach him. You have some money left, but remember, you have to bring home something for mommy. You have to bring home something for mommy, because we need to teach him how to take care of woman.
Exactly.
You have that problem now. To take care of the body. You have that problem now. But what has fatherhood contributed to your financial progress? Has it contributed or has it taken away from your financial progress?
I would say both, but one thing that pre-2019 and post-2019, I'm a far more aggressive person. Financially.
Yeah, hunt it.
Like me just...
Hunt it,
focus. So one of the things for me, it has done, as I mentioned before, it shifted my focus. So you see, when it comes to especially certain things that I wouldn't before, like in the early 20s, like on investment and stocks and all of those things, everything that I have in terms of an investment or asset, make sure her name upon it.
Okay, nice.
You know? Because it is something that also, even the point that you mentioned earlier in terms of teaching them how to manage money, same. My daughter will go on the road, she wants something, and sometimes you have to know your limits. She said, baby, we can't get that right now. But what I do is offer an explanation. I say, hey, we can't get that right now because we need to basically save.
But I'm glad you're doing that, because in our day sometimes my no is no. The parents say not getting it and they don't care. There's no reason behind it. It's no, it's a no. But I'm glad that we're able to offer some explanation.
You tell them, say, you want to save. You know, and what I also do is tie it back to the action and say, hey, you need to save your money. So you have a piggy bank and all of those stuff.
I think it's stupid spending. Like after Jackson Barn, it's like there are certain places where I go regularly. I mean, just stop. But like when people say, me just see, like
I saw it go.
I'm like, you know how much money I used to spend on drinks?
I'm a father now, so I cannot do that.
Like,
no, you have that responsibility.
I'm like, yo, I'm done at my yard, man.
But I'm glad that we are able as men to understand and realize that when we have children now, some things will have to change. It must change, which speaks to our financial life, because we need to ensure that the children have their financial lives are secured. Ensure that when it's time for college, there's money there. Ensure that there are assets there. Ensuring that we as fathers are creating that generational wealth that we all speak about so often. But practically creating that, you hear that you just start investing even more now because you have a child, and as fathers, we must be doing that. Number one, budget a little bit better. Then you say cut out some things that you used to do, because school fee expensive, family expensive, Pampers expensive. Yeah, ensure that you are investing for yourself and for the child, because that's important. And teach them the nice way of going forward to level up financially, because it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
And we need to get that. Speaking of teaching the children the right way, tune in tonight for...
I saw a clip.
For what? Corner Office. We have a 14-year-old teaching.
And I was really surprised by it.
Is it the adult here?
It sound like he's 34.
No, it's like a seasoned teacher.
It sound like a man who teach long time.
But tune in tonight. Morning, Colonel. Morning, Mr. Nugent. But tune in tonight as 14-year-old Keith Nugent will be in our corner office.
All right.
At News Academy.
All right.
Good one, guys.
That's it for Money Masterclass this morning. We'll go now to a short break, and Sunrise returns in just a moment.